and welcome to another exciting moment on Creative Platform. I am definitely Sephiny Smart. What can I say to you? No, at this point, I think I should probably ask first. How's your week been? Have you been hanging in there? You know, whatever you do, you got to bring in a touch of creativity to everything you do. Do not forget, creativity is not just up here. No, you got to make it visible. You got to bring it down to the roots. You got to make it see that, yes, I'm putting what I have on the inside of me to great use. Okay, people, at this point, I'm going to take a short break, and when I come back, it'll be time for me to start uploading all the exciting things that I have lined up just for you. Okay, people, welcome back. It is definitely Creative Platform, and at this point, I am so sure that you all set it up because this is our moment. This is our me time. Okay, it's gonna be you and me rolling up this the best way we know how to do it. And you can be sure that on the show we will be bringing you all our amazing talents that we found. We will be getting all naughty in the street, you know, on our street smart corner, and definitely we'll be exploring all the creativity in code being brought, being brought to bear by different people. And talking about being brought to bear, we meet up a young lady over the week, a lady who is creative. Creative is always the word. What's the right term I'm looking for? Who knows how to use her hands. She makes bags, she makes clothes, she makes quite a lot. But more excitingly, is the way she actually does these things. Time for us to meet this lady that I'm talking about.
My name is Jacinta Keshi. I am a very creative person. At least I want to say that. I want to believe that myself.
Okay, what's your perception about creativity?
I believe to a large extent creativity is in it. You either have it or you don't have it. So if you have it, the onus falls on you to now develop it. Find out what exactly you have in you because you have something in you. Everybody has something. You need to find out what it is and then work it.
Talking about working it, you've obviously been working in a lot of things that I see you creating. Let's talk about the things that you're involved in. Tell us about it.
I do a lot of things actually, and one of the things I do that a lot of people have known me for is the patchwork skirt that I make, and it's just tiny bits of fabrics, cutting all of the fabrics in the same size and putting them all together and making a skirt from it, a gown from it, whatever.
When you say cutting up, little bits of material, are we talking any sort of material?
No. When you're doing a patchwork skirt, you'll need to put a lot of things into consideration. One of the major things you need to put into consideration is the fact that you need to get fabrics of the same, permit me to use the word genre.
Okay.
If you're using Ankara, for example, you really need to use fabrics that are all Ankaras.
Okay.
You can't mix it with a georgette or mix it with woodine or mix it with kente or something like that. You need to use the same fabrics within the same family.
How long does it take to actually put together all those tiny little bits of material?
Bulk of the work, let me put it this way, is in the cutting, because you need to be precise on the sizes. You need to be precise on what number of pieces you need for the skirt. Now, if you're not sure of the numbers that you need to keep going back and forth, cutting and joining and adding all of that, and that elongates the time process. But normally you just need to, the bulk of the work is cutting into pieces, and once you've cut the pieces, it's now joining. But the cutting of the actual skirt, it's like a 5 minutes thing.
Cutting up the pieces probably take like how many days?
No, not a day. I'm used to it now, so it's not a day. It's 2 hours.
2 hours.
Minimum.
Tell me one challenging factor about creating the patch skirt. It looks beautiful, the
Yes,
combination of colors
Yes,
and
it
all
is.
that. But what is the hard work really about it, aside the cutting of, where is the creativity of actually doing all this together?
The creativity is finding out what fabrics work for which. For example, some people would tell you that there's certain colors that don't go with certain colors. But when you're doing a patchwork, you can actually go outside of the box do the uncommon, permit me to say, and bring green and yellow together. Bring purple and pink together. Bring orange and red and black and white and blue and orange and, okay, I've mentioned orange before, and indigo, violet, all of the colors, you can melt it all up in there. And the beautiful thing about the patchwork skirt or gown or jacket is the fact that you can wear with anything. You can choose to wear it in the office, that means you wear an office shirt on top of it, and then wear the skirt on a Friday dress down thingy. Or you can choose to wear it as a casual thing by wearing like maybe a small sliver shirt on top of it, or a jersey top. Or you can choose to wear it as a gown, pull it all the way up. So we have a band. It has a band, and that's one thing I noticed, that a lot of people, you see a lot of patchwork out there, but nobody makes it like I do. And one of the things I like to do is the fact that I put a band to it. And this band is elastic, and it has a zip, so that you can fit it in properly. Now, you can choose to wear it as a high waist. High waist skirts are in vogue right now. So you can choose to wear it as a high waist skirt, and then wear your shirt and then tuck it in, and then you're going to the office. Or you can choose to wear your jersey top on top of it and still pull it up again. It's a high waist skirt. Or you just use the same high waist part of it and pull it up. And so it turns a gown. If you look at this one, it's a two-tone color design. It's just the same material in two different colors put together. And this is it.
It looks beautiful.
But then, thank you. And then these two look different from this one, in the sense that they're just a melt of all kinds of colors, all kinds of fabrics, in the same genre of fabrics. All kinds of fabrics, all kinds of colors at play, all kinds of colors and designs and shapes. Like this one has a circle, this one has some like a star shape, and this one has a butterfly, like a flower thing on. This one is circle, this one is square, little squares, circles, different colors. And I make wonderful bolero jackets from it as well. And people will come to me and say, well, I want a bag from it. So sometimes I put the creativity that I have, a bit of it inside of me, I push it out there. And sometimes people say, oh, you know what, why don't you do it like this for me? Oh, I want it like this. So the options really are limitless.
Talking about bags, we are also aware that that's all, part of your creativity, being able to bring your designs into bags, and even if it's not, attached to a certain design or your patchwork, you can, do bags for people and all that. Let's talk about your bags. First, where did that inspiration come from?
Every female that I know own a bag. Whether you want to make it a baguette or a hobo or hold it all, or different types of bags, different purposes, and they serve different purposes. When all of this started for me, I decided to put a few fabrics together and say, oh, you know what? Why don't I make a bag out of this fabric? I don't have to wait until I have a leather. I don't have to wait until when I have leather. I don't have to wait till when I find a suitable fabric out there that the designers put out there in name of bags. I can make something from the kind of fabric that I like to work with. And one of the fabrics, the kind of fabrics, as you can see, the kind of fabrics I like to work with are local fabrics, typically indigenous fabrics. And I said to myself, why don't I make something nice? And I like to stand out whatever I wear. I like to stand out. I like to wear something, do something that everybody's just not doing. Like this one, for example. This is an earpiece for this bag. And this bag is made from the fabric we all know as an indigenous fabric. And we're using beads as a hand. And you can wear this for any occasion, to a church, to a function, all kinds of functions, to wedding. And we make them from different fabrics. And it's not just the fact that we make them from different fabrics that make them unique. It's the fact that we also come up with designs that are
unique,
not out there. Like this one, coming up with this you can liken to the patchwork bag, to the patchwork bag, because we brought in 3 different fabrics, but made them into 5 different cuts, and put a ring on it, and this is it. This is a bag.
Chic.
So it is beautiful, and you can use this for any. You can probably not be able to use this to the office, but you can use it to function.
Yes,
you can use it to any function, any event, church, whatever activity you're going out for. And it looks nice, it looks unique. You stand out when you wear something like that.
Let's talk about the process of, your bag making. What are the requirements that you need to put together the bags, different stages that, that it takes you to put together, the bags?
Okay, the stages are, let me start with what you need. One of the major things you need are fabrics. You have to determine what fabric you want and the patterns are on the fabric and how you want to use them. But more importantly, you need to determine what design you want to have for your bag. You want to make a hobo bag, you want to make a clutch bag that you can use for an evening event or something, or you have to first and foremost determine what size or what shape of bag or what purpose you want to achieve with the bag is. And once you've determined that, then the other part of it is, okay, and second is finding the fabric that you want to use. And once you've determined those two things, then you're ready to get started. Now, if you've decided on a bag like this, something as simple as this is just easy. What you do is to get a measuring tape, determine what size you want, cut it out. And one of the things I like to use as hardener is, they have a lot of stiffening products out there. But one of the things I like to use is something out there. It's something you can find out there. It's very easy. Though sometimes you can use something as easy to get as gum stay.
Okay.
And they have different thickness. You can choose to use gum stay or any other thickening fabric. Now, if you use gum stay, then you just cut out the fabric that you need in the shape that you need it. For example, this one, I haven't finished it. I just cut it out and made it easy for you just cut it out what diameter you need, and then you decide where you want to fix what. Now, you can choose to make it with a hand, like this one. This is almost the same bag, but the only difference between this one and this one is that this one is padded with a foam. I've had this for over 3 years.
Wow.
This one, you just pad it with foam, and then that's all. And then you fix them. I like to use Velcro a lot. One of the things I like to use is Velcro because I believe it's different. It's not the normal or a lock for a bag or something. So I use this one for it here, and then I just close it like this. And I choose to fix a hand that's made from bead from this one. But this one, what I intend to do with this one is after doing it like this, cutting out the diameters that you need, the shape that you want, and you just fold it. And I'm probably just going to stitch it here. And by the time I stitch it, it's just a bag, regular bag that you need here. And then to fasten it, what I've decided to use is Velcro. And this is what you...
Easy to stick.
I'm sorry?
Easy to stick.
Easy to stick, just put it out there. And then once you do that, you want to, your bag can't just fall down and open up. It's not possible unless you pull at it. You've got to pull at it for you to come up. This one, the Velcro is just halfway here, but this one, the Velcro is all the way. And if you want to open this bag, you really need to actually go all the way to open it. If I'm going to make this one, for example, it's one of the bags that one of the shapes I really love to work with. You just cut out the shape. And one of the things I always advise people to do is, first and foremost, get what you want in a paper form. Now, but for someone who wants to do this bag, you just have to, first and foremost, get a tracing paper or get an ordinary newspaper and get a scissors and then just cut out the size that or the shape and the size that you want. Now, once you've gotten that, you can place it on the fabric. Now, every material, every bag has a lining. You can choose whatever kind of material you want to use for the lining, either the regular lining for clothes, or satin or taffeta, all kinds of fabric you can use for lining. I've chosen taffeta for this one, and this is woodine fabric. So I cut out the shape that I want, and then I use my stiffener to make it stronger. I sew it on the inside, and then I now join it. And once you've joined it, it's easier for you to, then it looks better on the outside. And then you fix your closure. Now, this is one of the easiest ones to fix because you just cut out a piece here and then put a hole on the 4 ends and then pierce it out and then push it out here. And then you fix this one. You determine what position. So you probably need to work with a pencil, something you can easily work over, or pencil or biro, something you can easily work over, or just a tailor's chalk, the regular sewing tailor's chalk.
Did you have to go to a certain school, in quotes, to learn this art? And even if you didn't go to a certain school to learn this art, how do you constantly keep yourself in touch with new things to bring into your creativity?
Interesting question. First and foremost, I didn't go to any school to learn this. Basically what you call self-taught. It's a desire, and like I told you, it's finding something you're good at and then working it. So certain basic rules need to be obeyed.
Okay.
And that is, how does it fasten? You know, what is the base of the bag? What kind of handle are you fixing to it? Because it needs to have a handle. If it doesn't have a handle, then it could easily be a clutch bag like this one. It could easily be a clutch bag like this one. Every bag must have a lining, unless you're just making a carry-on bag for maybe shopping or something.
What's the next level for you?
To get my works in every country in the continent of the world.
Still on Creative Platform, we're still doing it the best way we know how to do it. It's time for us to get all naughty on the streets. You know how we do it on our corner on Street Smart, where we take our brain teasers to the street and we ask people different questions. Now the question for today is, before Mount Everest was discovered, what was the highest mountain in the world? Are you wondering if that question is tricky enough? Well, I don't know. Let's get all street smart and go find out if those we found on the street actually did know the answer. Time for us to get all street smarts.
Kilimanjaro was the highest mountain in Africa. But that Everest, before the Everest, I don't know in fact.
The only highest mountain I know is Mount Kilimanjaro. That is in Africa.
The highest mountain in the world, for me, I feel is a Zuma Rock.
Mount Kilimanjaro.
Honestly, there's no idea.
Kilimanjaro.
I have an idea.
Maybe Kilimanjaro.
I didn't know.
I think it's Mountain Sorok. Mountain. I don't know.
Kilimanjaro.
Zuma Rock.
Kilimanjaro.
Mount China.
Since I know it was Mount Kilimanjaro.
For me now, it's Mount Jayas. Mount Jayas.
The rose, a very significant flower. Well, our guest again on the show is going to be telling us or teaching us right now how to make a rose. You better get ready because it is time for us to get our hands into some action.
I make several things, but one of the things I like to make are roses. And if you look on my tray, you can see different shape, different colors, different sizes of roses. You can see this one is really big compared to this ones, but they're all roses, and make them in different colors, different sizes. And today I'm going to teach you. Oh, I didn't show you this one. I also make them on stems, and these ones come in different sizes too. Just like this ones, I can make them smaller, like this one, or I can make them a lot bigger that you can put on a flower vase in your living room. And I'm going to show you how you're going to make roses today. So, let's go. To make roses, you need any fabric actually, but I like to use organzas. And I've cut out this one already. So you need organza, you need a scissors, you need a needle and thread, and then that's all you need. But first and foremost, to get get it to this stage, you need to cut out the size. You know, I remember I told you that you make them in there are different sizes of these roses. So you need to determine which size you want to make. I want to make a size that is about this or a little bigger than this. And so I need this. And what I've done with before now is to use candle to burn the edges. And then before then, you need to get all distractions away, and my ring is my distraction right now. So you fold it like this. Now, I'm a left-handed person, so you need to follow me closely. Otherwise, you're gonna lose it. But this is it. You fold it like this, and then you fold the other part in. Now, you need to lock it in because this is the foundation point of the rose. If you don't get this part right, you can mess up the whole rose. So you need to hold it like this first, and then fold it again, and then twist it a little bit more to create like the foundation for the rose. Every rose, as you can see, has a foundation. It needs to start up from somewhere. You twist it again, and then you put your needle and thread. You've already thread the needle, so you just get it at the base there. And then you tie it. You do it again. This time around, you lock it. Now, you put the thread aside, and then you're ready to start. Now, please follow me closely because at this point, it gets really tricky. You fold it, put your thumb under the fabric, and then you bend it this way. You hold it. Now, your right hand, my right hand, your left hand, it's going to be holding the base all the time, and you're going to keep twisting it. And then my left hand bends it over again, and I'm twisting it again because I need to hold the foundation. So you always use your thumb on this hand to turn it under, and then you use not your index finger, the next finger to hold it in place. Now, because I'm used to this, I can twist it for as often as I can before I sew it. But you need to do that every stage so that you don't lose it. So that there's sometimes when you're making the roses, if you're not careful at this point, you can pull it here and it comes out. And then you need to start all over again. But you don't have to do that. So just sew it, get the base, all the parts that you keep holding with the other finger, you need to get them with the thread and the needle. So you open it out again, and then you bend. Now, I can choose, at this stage, I can choose to make it like this rose or to make it this way. Now, because I want to make it a flatter one like this, I have to keep bending and making sure that it's at par with the other part. So you need to keep bending it and make sure it's on the same level. And I keep doing that. Now, don't forget to keep stitching, because if you don't do that, you're going to lose your rose. By the time you're done, if you're not careful, the rose is going to fall apart. So you keep bending and folding and holding in place. Bending and holding. Now, for beginners, I'll advise you to stitch every time you turn. That way, just put the thread in it. You don't have to stitch 100 times, just once or twice. Just get it back to the position that it was before, and then you just let the thread hang while you continue what you're doing. As you can see, we're almost done. We're almost there. So you keep doing the same thing, holding it in place and bending it like this. And then you turn. Now, to end it, what you need to do here is to make sure that you get the whole end covered and it's not flying out at the end of the day. So I take the last bit and I bend it same way in, but what I do this time around is to turn it this way and take the last part and put it there, making sure that I'm fastening everything in place just so that it doesn't come off after all I've done. Now, when you get this sorted, you just cut it off and tie it, and you have a rose.
Okay, people, it is still definitely creative platform, and we do it the best way we know how to do it. It's now time for us to move on to where we discover amazing treasure all over. Okay, people, we have definitely come to the very end of today's show. I want to say thank you very much for sticking all the way with me. I do hope you enjoyed all the amazing things that I brought your way. I can only continue in my own little way to keep on bringing the best and ensuring that there's never a dull moment on this platform. I want to say thank you to the cameraman again for being there with me. Thank you very much. And I say to you, if you've got something in here, whatever it is you've got to start now to live that dream. You've got to start now you got to make it visible, okay? It's never too late, whatever it is that your passion is, or whatever you think your passion is. If you never try at it, or if you never take a go at it, you would never know if it would truly become a success. So make the best that you can make out of it. I remain Sephiny Smart, and until I come your way some other day, keep it real. Gotta go. Bye-bye.